Okay, this week we're going to take our harmonized major scale and we're going to learn about chord progressions, just basic ones, and then an idea called transposing, which is where we can take a song in one key and move it into another. Now, in previous weeks, and this is another video where it's in the series starting with my caged system lesson primer, moving all the way through building major scales and harmonizing the major scale, the triad lessons, a whole bunch of them in a row. If you're getting confused with some of this stuff, it may be good to go back through some of those other lessons. You can find them on my blog at blog.markwein.com or premierguitarlessons.com. The links for this will be either on the YouTube information box or you're on one of those sites already. So we've been doing everything in G major. G major, just as a refresher, if we're right here, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and then we come back to G. When we harmonize this, we got the chords G major, A minor, B minor, C major, D major, E minor, and then F sharp half diminished. Now, chords built off of the first, fourth, and fifth notes of the scale are going to be major chords. We're going to call them the one chord for the first chord, which is G, C, which is the fourth note up from G, it's going to be the 4 chord, and then D is going to be the 5 chord. You've probably heard people say, well, it's just a 1-4-5 chord progression, or I'm playing in blues and that's a 1-4-5 chord progression. What they're referring to is exactly this. In the key of G, we have G, C, and D, 1, 4, 5. If we were to come up to A and go through our A major scale, A would be the 1 chord, then we would go up 2, 3, 4 to the 4th note, D would be the 4 chord, and E would be the 5 chord. If we were in the key of C, C would be the 1 chord, and then we count up the scale. C, D is 2, E is 3, F is 4, and then the 5th chord would be G. The 2nd, 3rd, and 6th chords are all going to be minor chords. We can actually refer to or describe a song by the numbers of the chords. So if I say 1, 4, 5, like we just did, you just know that all you need is the key, and then you can figure out the 1st chord, the 4th chord, and the 5th chord. If I was to say the chord progression goes 6, 2, 5, 1, if we're back in the key of G major, the 6th note is E minor. So we got 6, and then the 2nd chord would be A minor, because G, A, that's 2. Alright, and then the 5 would be D major, and then 1 would be back to the G. So we have 6, which is E minor, 2, which is A minor, 5, which is D, and then the 1 chord, which is G. If we were to do this in A, the 6th chord is F sharp minor, the 2 chord is B minor, the 5 chord is E major, the 1 chord is A major. So we can take a song so we had that 6-2-5 chord progression in G, we move it into the key of A. Perhaps you need to move it up so a singer can sing it better, or you just want to try it in a different place on the neck just to hear how it sounds. We could do it different ways, but basically remembering in the key of A, 6, 2, which is B minor, 5, which is E, and then 1, which is A. So what we just did was we took a simple chord progression and then we transposed it into another key. Like I said, a lot of the time that this is done, say you're playing someplace and you have a singer who can't sing a song as low as you do it or as high as you do it, and you need to transpose it, so you're moving the song down, and you're just moving all the chords down relative maybe a half step, which is 1 fret, or a whole step, which is 2 frets, or whatever. Sometimes you have to do a really big jump, like if you've got a song that's for male voice and the singer's female and she needs it a lot higher or lower so she can sing it in a higher octave or whatever. But that's what transposition is.